Oh. Wait, I don't have a video, though. I don't have a video yet. And there's the video. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. It's actually pretty smooth looking, too. I'm digging it. Our first live stream on YouTube. First episode with Grave Dank. First episode of Moonlight in the Graveyard. Now, where the fuck... There's no fucking link to share this bitch out.
Anywhere?
I don't see one. I'm just going to fucking do it through my damn phone. Sorry, everybody. So you got a few minutes to chill. Maybe go get a snack. We're going to be talking about... What the fuck did he fuck? Oh, it took me right back to that fucking Facebook thing. When we were trying to share on Facebook, but for some reason it wouldn't show either of our cameras or anything. Some of the other images were cut out. I was like, thanks, Facebook. So we'll just go to YouTube. Damn, YouTube taking a minute here. No, I don't want a fucking trial. My channel, maybe, please. Videos. Can I change the fucking thing now? Because I guess I need to go public. Fuck. It's not even showing on mine. We'll kick it over. We are now going public. So welcome everybody to the first live stream of Moonlight in the Graveyard. First episode. All that good shit. There we go. Now I've got a link for it. Just go ahead and share that out on Twitter for the fuck's sakes of it. Sorry, everybody. I have to do this through my phone to share it out. Because I don't... Well, for one, I don't have a link on here, but... So what's... Go ahead and entertain. Damn it. While I'm doing this. Dance, Dank. Damn it. Do something for the audience. For the people.
Rub my belly and tap my head.
That sounds like the next big hip-hop song by Teriyaki 6'2". Oh, Jesus. No, actually, that would not shock me even in the slightest if he actually came out. We're here to talk about paranormal shit, but I'm gonna knock Teriyaki 6'2" for a fucking second because I hate that motherfucker. I hate that piece. What a fucking waste of space. There we go. That part's done there. It is now on the From the Grave Facebook page, so from there we can share it out easily. So, as soon as I figure where the fuck, come on now, it's been that long. Then again, I haven't even really been on Facebook because I hate fucking Facebook. Have I ever mentioned how much I fucking hate Facebook?
I think everybody's getting to that point.
Yeah, strong language could occur in this in these episodes too. That's why another reason why we're in the middle of the night. They are not really for kids. You know, don't let your kids watch this. There's probably going to be profanity spoken. Lewd jokes made, you know.
Parental advisory.
Because we're at our homes. We can do what we want. No, this is a mature audience show. Well, I don't know. See, that's loose too in the term mature, because most definitely going to.
Are we even? Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Okay, let's see here. In a group, should I share it to Surreal Talk first? No, I'll put it into Zong Zone.
It's up to you. Like I said, I don't mind wherever you share it.
I'm actually just going to share it on my... All right, so... All right, everybody. let's get started here. So, our subject topic today will be the Murphysboro mud ban. Now, and also, by the way, I'm going to do my best to try to keep an eye on the chat. And forgive me if I am not spot on with that. So, because I got multiple screens here I'm looking at the same time. Trying to juggle multiple things.
And chew bubblegum.
And chew bubblegum. While patting my belly and rubbing my head.
Watch him pull it all off.
And your little mini picture here is like, gotta. All right, there. So, Murphysboro Mudman. This is kind of a little. This is a surprise one. This is one that Dank brought up to me that I had no idea about. And oh yeah, I'm like straight freehanding this. Dank is ready for this. Me, I'm freehanding. I worked the last 4 fucking days. I put 48 hours in. Kiss my ass. I'm freehanding this. My apologies. I slept on my time off. Anyway, so I had never heard of this. It's apparently in Illinois though, which is where I'm from. I'm not by Murphysboro. I'm quite a bit. I think it's up north.
No, it's down south. It's in the Devil's Kitchen area.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and why don't we pull this up on maps, right? And
yeah, actually, I was thinking of bringing up 2 kind of monsters that were kind of in the similar area because they're kind of similar. Why not talk about them both? Because it happened around the same time in the same year, and the 2 towns are about 70 miles apart. So I thought talking about the Murphysboro Mud Monster and the Enfield Horror would be probably a good idea. Just at least mentioning the other monster, you know.
I don't want to clear search. Oh, collapse side panel. That's what I want. Okay, so this is Murphysboro right here. I'm sorry, what was the other monster you said? The Murphysboro and what?
Enfield.
Enfield. So.
Illinois.
All right, pulling this out here. I'm trying to get a fix on where oh wow, okay. Okay, because I'm above St. Louis, so wow, that is a pretty good distance off. Definitely.
Yeah, it's down south.
Let's see.
And I believe Murphysboro is a town of about 10,000.
Really?
So it's not a huge population either, but.
Well, to me that's fair size. Come on.
For me,
I live in a small podunk, little rural area, whereas Dank lives in a big city, so couldn't get more the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, a little bit more if I was like literally in the middle of the woods, but
like I was saying, it's called the Devil's Kitchen area, and it's named that by the settlers and Indians that presided in the area.
Okay, and you said the other one was
Enfield, Illinois.
Enfield.
Which is a little northeast of it, 70 miles.
Enfield or Enfield Township? I'm going to go with Township because... Okay, that's showing me actually the where the township is actually considered Enfield, as opposed to the actual town. It's just this little speck. Now that's more like actually more to the level of where I live. It's probably
one of those small type.
3,000-4,000 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it, again is, let's see, Enfield is here. Okay. Mount Vernon's up there. So Murphysboro is going to be over here somewhere. Yep, there's Murphysboro right here. Let's collapse this down. Murphysboro is right here. And so, yeah, they're not far away. And now, so these are similar creatures?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the descriptions here in the witness sightings, but it was the exact same year, which is fascinating too, and within similar time period, so not too far apart from each other. So it's worth mentioning,
Absolutely.
I believe one of the first sightings of the Enfield Horror was in May. So that's probably when sightings of all the either two creatures started. No one had seen the Mudman before that either. So
just this past May, or
it was 1973.
Oh, 1973. Okay, I was like, is this just recent or what the fuck? So okay, 1973.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'm seeing
the summer.
I'm looking at the outlay of the land here and stuff, and like me living in an area like this, I absolutely know how, like, I mean, I've seen some weird shit. I've seen a lot of weird shit out here in the woods, and I mean, it's just open land and open patches of woods and fields, and yeah, things move around out there all the time, and yeah, you'll see. I'm not shocked one bit. How far south is that from me, really? Because I'm looking for possible weird correlations of some of the messed up shit I've seen. Wait a minute now. Enfield. Wow. Okay, wow. Enfield's really out there compared to Murphysboro when you really... Shit. I mean, yeah, Murphysboro is like down here, I think, but a little bit over, but holy shit. Like, I'm like up here. Like way up here. But that doesn't mean shit for something that like is big and lunky and moves around. So right. I'm kind of curious, like, I mean, is it supposed to be like a Bigfoot, or is it like supposed to be the swamp thing fucking creature that we're seeing here?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a couple, like, it varies in description, but in some similarities. The Enfield horror, that's described as a grayish, three-legged creature with large red eyes and hunched over posture.
A three-legged creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually now want to look up a picture for this motherfucker, because like what we're seeing here in the Murphysboro Mudman picture that I got here, I'm not.
Right. They almost make him seem out to be more of a wild man type thing. But in the reports of him, well, let me going back to the Enfield, he's also reported to have a slick skin or what they describe as scaly. They couldn't tell because it was dark. But the Murphysboro mud monster, he had mud on him, and that could possibly be shining too. So that's why I thought like they could have been the same creature.
So this is
if both witnesses are seeing them at night and it's shininess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if one creature's covered in mud, that could be a shine, and if the Enfield horror creature was said to have some sort of slick skin.
You know
to
what?
him,
I need to be sharing my screen with you, so you could see what I'm seeing too. My apologies here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing whatever you're showing them.
Let's see there. Yeah, no, because that's what I brought it over, and I actually pulled up the there. Can you see everything? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Enfield. Enfield horror.
Described to have two smaller.
One of the depictions.
Right.
That I've seen, but yeah, like this is extremely fucking different from that. Like that is too. And let me tell you, that would be fucking terrifying. Like let Enfield keep that shit down there. Do not bring that. Don't deal with that issue.
And the sightings. I mean, there were some good eyewitness sightings of these creatures. So,
holy hell!
I mean, a dude came face to face with him on his front porch, trying to get into his front door.
I'm sorry, but there's a moment though. This did just looking at this thing reminds me. You know that episode of Rick and Morty where Jerry's riding that underneath the sack and that monster and his balls are fucking smacking. Yeah, that's exactly what that thing's. It doesn't look like it, but that's what it's reminding me of, big time. It's probably some fucking alien mutated fucking radioactive creature that fucking grew out of a swamp that because I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that things get tested on out in the middle of nowhere, because it's the middle of nowhere. Nobody fucking cares about us.
It was sacred Indian ground too. Like a lot of that area down there is
holy
land for Native Americans.
Can I view this image?
And places that had strange creatures. And
now this one looks like a fucking iguana or something, fucking like with 3 legs and 2 extra arms. It looks.
He was described to have basically a single main leg with 2 smaller and 2 big red eyes that were like flashlights.
These fucking cartoon depictions
right there. That's the one.
Oh man! Oh wow!
That's
that
the
one's
one
a
right
good
there.
full picture too. Holy shit! That's fucking crazy.
That's a good one.
Oh shit! I'll go back. Thank you.
They probably have one of the Murphysboro mud monster too. And you see how he's like gray, and he could have hair. He could be scaly. I mean, it was hard to tell because the reports were all like at night, and this is in the 70s. No one had like the ability to take videos.
This was the 70s. A lot of people were on acid too.
I'm surprised the monsters don't have freaking afros or freaking sideburns.
Bell bottoms.
70s monsters, you know. But a lot of these witnesses' claims were backed up by actual police investigations and collection of actual evidence like footprints and stuff like that.
Let's see. Take us back to the. No, give me all. Come on, Google. You can do it.
A radio host in can't remember for WWKI radio, Rick Rainbow was his name. Actually caught some of the vocalizations of the Enfield monster. I'm not sure if that was played on radio or if he has the audio still somewhere, but that would be interesting to hear at some point.
Well, I could probably pull that up somewhere.
Yeah. A lot of that story surrounds one main dude, Henry McDaniel, who was almost even arrested by police for spreading some of the tale. Because
actually, right there.
This brought this brought like a whole bunch of people to Monster Hunt, basically, to this fucking town.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy if you think about it.
Well, here on Wiki, actually, funny enough, let's clear that out. Thank you. Damn it, dude! Oh my god. Anyways, Wikipedia's asking for donations. I mean, honestly though, like, why not? No, it's free. It's free information that, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, they provide us a lot of shit for free.
Yeah.
There's really you don't see ads and shit like that on Wiki.
It's everyone's source for getting information.
It is. It's a big source. So, you know what? Who knows? Maybe I'll try to, like, throw something
$2.
And, yeah, I mean, throw them a few dollars is not hard. Like, even now, we can throw them a few bucks. I mean, especially when we're using the internet like fucking maniacs. Everybody's paying $20, $40, whatever, for internet.
Right, it's 2020.
Netflix.
Everybody's using the shit.
Anyway, so reports. About 9:30 on the night of April 25th, 1973, Henry McDaniel heard a scratching sound at his front door. He looked out and saw something that he thought might be a bear. Taking a gun and a flashlight, he headed outside into a strong wind and saw a creature between 2 rose bushes. He later said it had 3 legs on it, a short body, 2 little short arms. It's my strong arms. And 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights. It stood 4.5 feet tall and was grayish color. He added later that it was about almost like a human body. McDaniel fired 4 shots at the creature, 1 shot hitting it and causing it to make a hiss, much like a wildcat's, before fleeing towards a nearby railway embankment. covering 50 feet in three jumps.
Three jumps. Yep.
McDaniel called the local authorities.
I've seen it saying 75 feet in 3 jumps.
Yeah.
So there's probably different.
That's a hell of a. I mean, fuck, man, get this thing in the Olympics for America, for the long jump, bro. Fucking. Phew. I mean, that's a lot of feetage there, bro. We're talking what? 17 feet basically per jump. I mean, average. It's not. There's more. It's more detailed than that, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, McDaniel called the local authorities, who discovered footprints in the soft earth near the house, which McDaniel described as dog-like in shape, with 6 toe pads. The police considered McDaniel to be rational and sober in his reporting of the incident. In a later interview, McDaniel said if they do find it, they will find more than one, and they won't be from this planet. I can tell you that. So he's automatically saying, well, this doesn't, just because you say not from this planet does not mean extraterrestrial. Like, I mean, as far as like coming from outer space, interdimensional too. You can consider that one. There's a lot of things I think things slip through time and space, fall in other worlds. Fucking look at how people disappear. And then weird things just show up randomly, and then they disappear eventually. I mean, I don't know if you want to give a... That'd be my theory upon it, but... Oh, GB, sir.
So what do you think of that story? I mean, that's in April, you know.
In 1973, but so there was no more sightings after that? 2 days later, a day after McDaniel interviewed local radio?
There were a few more sightings, but
reports
they were by...
arrested 5. Yeah, hold on.
He, like, told the story to a lot more people and made it more popular and brought in a lot of more people.
Right. 2 days later, I'm skipping ahead. Well, this is 2 weeks later. McDaniel called a radio station, WWKI, claiming to have seen the creature again.
Rick Rainbow.
At 3 a.m. that morning. It was...
Howlin'.
It was negotiating the trestles of the railroad tracks near his home, and McDaniel said, "I saw something moving on the railroad track, and there it stood. I didn't shoot at it or anything. It started on down the railroad track. It wasn't in a hurry or anything." A search party, including WWKI's news director, Rick Rainbow, explored the area later that day and reported observing an ape-like creature standing in an abnormal building, or an abandoned abnormal building. It was an abnormal building, no, an abandoned building near McDaniel's house. They claim to have made a recording of the creature's cries.
Creature's vocalizations, yep. That's the Rick Rainbow part.
Yeah.
And to say that that's kind of like a different description of the original one of what he was saying, to say that it's ape-like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's almost already like a mixed...
When you say ape-like, I can see, like, because an ape is usually hunched over.
Hunched down, yeah.
Yeah, like kind of almost squatting.
But
and
one thing that they left out of that is that a half an hour, I believe, after McDaniel's sighting...
I just skipped that part. They didn't leave it out. I'm seeing it right here.
Oh, the
investigators
kid...
interviewing... Go ahead.
His neighbor... Greg Garrett, yep, lives behind him half an hour before and gets his foot freaking stepped on by this freaking creature and his shoe torn up. You know what I mean? Comes in running, telling his father, fucking daddy, fucking monster's trying to get me. Freaking out.
So the kid was that close to the thing.
So for McDaniel to have his, and then that kid to basically
that is a
established
thing.
He established the fact that he's not lying. You know, I mean, that's,
it adds support
correlates
into his story, his claims. Yeah. Although I am kind of perplexed. I'm like, damn, the kid. It touched the fucking kid. It stomped on his foot. It kind of makes me wonder if it's like not really like. I mean, if it was. And that, apparently, I don't know, from that, I don't know if there's really been, we could go in further, I don't see anything more other than those sightings. 1973. But anyways, let's.
He was threatened with arrest for constantly talking about this. So
2 days later, a day after McDaniel was interviewed on local radio, the local press reported that police were called to investigate reports of gunfire and arrested 5 young men out of town who had come to Enfield in order to photograph the creature carrying shotguns and rifles for protection. The men having claimed to have sighted the creature, the White County Sheriff dismissed reports of this as a monster hunting expedition as an exaggeration, saying that the men were just out drinking and raising hell. Mentioning the monsters only briefly during questioning, the men were charged with the hunting violation. Yeah. Okay, well here's the thing. I'm not like
locals
just in the cops fucking
press coverage.
I wouldn't doubt if those guys are out there drinking. If you're out there drinking, you're not monster hunting. All right, I fucking went monster. You don't get drunk and go monster hunting. No fucking way. That's how you die.
Like, I read it. They
said for the monster, you just fall and hurt yourself.
They were worried about their livestock getting shot and shit like that by these people, because
they said they were from out of town.
Exactly, but there's like farmers in that area, isn't there, and stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely. The whole area is farm.
They were worried that a citizen or someone's livestock was going to be harmed. Which is valid.
I mean, I could see, I don't know, this sounding, mind you, this is a different time, much different time.
You have to think about how it would have been in 1970. They don't have technology.
Well, I mean, yeah, they probably wouldn't have had anywhere close to the gear that I would have ran with today. But anyways,
right.
But anyways, no, I mean, I would have, when I go, I have more of a melee, close combat style. Whereas, usually there is somebody with me when we go in a group, and they will tend to, I'm not saying, as long as you get your license, your proper, you should have it legally, whatever. Cool. Just don't get yourself in trouble is all I'm saying. Anybody who's watching, don't fucking take a gun out and just, because I was monster hunting. No, they're not going to go for that. You're still going to get your ass in a lot of trouble. I can do that with the swords, though.
Right.
So the infield monster, this is kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind making a trip out and actually going and checking out some of these places. I don't give a fuck. I'll melee all fucking day with a fucking monster.
I thought it was fascinating that both these creatures are similarly described because of coloration. Gray is one of the most common.
I'm not really feeling that there's so much similarly described.
Well,
I need to look up some different pictures.
If we go back to the Murphysboro mud monster, maybe if you could find one that was similar to that other,
or at least a different representation.
Yeah.
Because that thing looks like, that one looks like a creepy swamp thing. But, I just don't.
The first sighting of the Murphysboro mud monster was by Randy Needham and Judy Johnson. And it says that they were, quote unquote, conferring in a parked car on a boat ramp on the big muddy river.
Let's see.
And I'm assuming conferring means they were
banging,
entertaining each other.
They were banging.
Yeah. It says that they heard a loud cry from the woods near the vehicle, which they both described as to be a greatly amplified eagle shriek. Okay.
Here's a neat little.
Well, that's interesting.
It reminds me. Go ahead.
Mr. Needham looked out of his front seat where walking up to his open window was a light-colored, hairy 8-foot, so 8 foot tall creature matted with mud. And he says that it left the area, and he reported it to the police station as a unknown creature report.
So he said it was a hairy.
Yeah, light-colored, hairy creature.
See, the thing I'm looking at here, obviously, this is
I will say there's a 3-foot difference in the description of these creatures.
that kind of make the legging. I'm gonna call
But
right now.
but also there's the hunchback part, so it could be down. It could be a different age, possibly, if they were the same. You
You
know,
know,
I'm just
You know-
spitballing here, but
well, no, okay, because like
Um,
in my opinion, just from being out here and seeing the variety of things that I have seen, and it's like not often is it really the same thing twice.
what was
Yeah,
interesting about that is that the chief of police actually believed the witnesses.
right. I do, and I can see them like I can understand
and had caught sense of
if
this
you
thing.
did it. Quoted anthropology student who suggested that the creature may have been a wild ape.
Or a kangaroo.
Somebody said
Is
it
what-
could be a wild ape.
Or a
Okay,
kangaroo
look,
is what someone said.
I don't. That there is no way. If anybody, I don't care if you throw a flashlight on it, and I don't know. Flashlights did suck back then in the 70s. Flashlights were garbage. They didn't exactly have these fucking super bright things that just will blind
right.
across the fucking lake, and they.
Oh, and another
Goddamn
thing
searchlight.
that lends this report to be more credible is the fact that these two people were not married, and the woman was married to another man at the time.
Right,
When they reported this sighting, so
they were exposing
non-marital
themselves
sex.
openly over. Yeah, and that's not like if you're gonna like come out and like be like, yeah, look,
In
I'm
the
having an affair.
70s.
You're not gonna be like, let's make this crazy story about it too, so no one notices the affair part.
In the 70s, like that's not something that you think anyone would have done.
Now, I'm gonna rewind back here a little bit,
And
look at
even
some
the
other-
police said that same
I
thing.
am going to completely say though that they are two different creatures entirely. Just from the description level of them, absolutely. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
It's a choopy, man.
The fuck are those? No. It seems more like this mud monster thing. I mean, it's a hard. Okay, that's monsters and strange creatures. Is that creature from the Black Lagoon? Those sons of bitches. Not what the. Is that a chupacabra? A chupa thingy?
Choop.
Yeah, it is. I think it. Yeah, it's the chupacabra. We'll talk about the
Like-
chupi. We'll talk about chupi some other time. Hopefully, that's not like a derogatory slang in another language. Just like shortening the word up like that. This son of a bitch! Did you hear what he said?
Your audio dropped for me for a second, but I think I know. What
I
you're
think we
talking
had
about.
a slight lag in stream there for a moment too, like in our feed. I don't know if maybe we're still going live and we're doing all right, so I'm happy with that.
So, like the rest of the sightings of the Murphysboro mud monster for that year of 1973 were on Halloween. So, people are reporting seeing a monster on Halloween night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's super sus.
A lot of people,
just in general.
because people get themselves so worked up already for. I mean, I remember
or
being a
someone
kid
could be
and
fucking with
you
them,
can
yeah.
psych yourself out into seeing and being like, what the fuck was that? Did you see that? Oh my god, you'll fucking get yourself worked up. I mean, honestly, after years,
But a few of these people that prior of witnesses weren't even like children, so
well, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I mean, there was a night I used to do a lot of country cruising out here in the woods, out in the countryside, and like I said, when on this fucking map, man, it's like this almost looks just like my place where I live, like it open fields, and just like patches of trees like through here, and that's how it is through here. It's like there's patches of trees. There's no like solid forest because it's all open plains, really. But there is a lot of wooded patches that, But anyways, they see up here, you get through that, then it's like a real long stretch of wooded patch that connects. So there's ways for these things to move around and get from one side to the other without really being seen. And they, if they are out in the open, they're usually doing it at night.
They said that they were moving always back towards the riverways.
Yeah,
when they were chasing them in the brush. So
Yeah, I have no doubt whatsoever that. But yeah, what I
Is
was
that
saying
the
though is
Muddy
like
River?
driving.
That would be interesting to see. Is that the
I don't think that's a river.
the
No,
Big
that's
Muddy
a.
River?
No, that is a
That's
river. Holy shit. That is what the fuck?
the
Skillet
big
Fork.
the Big Muddy is where
This
a
is called
monster was
Skillet
seen
Fork.
along.
It looks dirty as fuck. I'll tell you that. It does. It looks straight up filthy as fuck. I mean, muddy water. That's what we usually have. I mean, it's like the Mississippi. You know, you're gonna get fucking muddy water.
Yep.
You know, it's
So
But
it looked like
anyways,
there
no,
was
what
a
I was saying is
monster
like
lurking out
driving
there.
out in the woods at night. I know one night I seen I was driving along, and I seen it step out, like onto the road. Well, not onto the road, but it was like into the ditch as coming out, and it stood out because it was gray. But it probably, I'm in my car, so it's hard to judge the height. The thing was fucking big, but I'd say no less. I'd say 7 foot, 6.5, 7 foot at the least, at the minimum, somewhere in there. It was pretty gigantic looking. So I'm gonna
Did you
say
report
actually,
this?
no. Have I ever reported any of them? No, because there's no one to fucking report to that they give a fuck. I do not need to be the nutter around here. Like,
You know what I thought was interesting too? There was a sighting of that a boy had of the Murphysboro mud monster,
yeah.
which reminded me of the neighbor of Henry McDaniel. The one that saw the other creature.
Similarities in the stories.
To me, it just
Which
seems
one
kind
happened first? It would have been
Well,
infield, wouldn't it?
It was, yeah. That's why I was like, we should probably just bring that one up first because that happens first in chronology.
Well, actually, more or less. I mean, like, you could be
around the same time. It's strange that both of these things were happening at the same time around the same area, and they both kind of just stop happening. Like they both kind of just peter off. And
well, you wonder. I mean, first of all, if it's something like that, I'm gonna say it's probably more than likely if it's not some interdimensional fucking creature, it's probably some type of lab experiment that got out, and God knows what its lifeline is like. It's probably not very long. Probably genetically engineered to die early, so they don't have to deal with it if it gets loose.
It's like the pumpkin heads.
But they, no, I would actually take more credence, and I feel more strongly about. I'm not saying neither one is false or made up. I feel more strongly though about the infield one than the Murphysboro, because it makes me wonder if possibly somebody, because you said it took place during around Halloween or whatever.
Maybe it got word.
Yeah, and it kind of influenced and played a factor. It's almost. I mean, I try to think of something like that in the sense of like
they didn't talk about them together, even though they're so close together. Why weren't they ever mentioned in the same thing?
Yeah. Well, honestly, dude, I didn't even know about either one until you brought them to my attention, and I fucking live in this state.
But there's probably creatures in my state that I probably haven't heard of, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep. I know of a creature or two in your state.
I'm one of them.
Usually they just, GB and, hang out. But yeah, it's shit. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say it was like a Bigfoot. That probably wouldn't be too far off from kind of what I seen. Step out of the fucking, but it was more to the side.
One of the
Damn, that's getting
witnesses,
creepy,
that kid I was going to tell you about, he's a 4-year-old named Christian, and it happened on Halloween. And it says that he was out back.
4-year-old?
4-year-old.
Yeah, that's kind of young.
I mean, my daughter is old enough to tell me some shit, and she's not even 4 yet.
I mean, I'm not saying, disbelieve kids when they say they see something but you have to also understand that things that they don't understand or even, right. It's how they put a rationalizing and they explain something.
This is what he says. He says he was out back chasing and catching fireflies in his backyard when he came running back inside saying, "Daddy, Daddy, there's a big ghost out back.
A big ghost out back.
Yeah.
Some years ago, I was out at the lake, and I was with somebody, and it was like my fishing buddy, and she was off to the side. Now, I would see shit out there all the fucking time, and it didn't bother me. I mean, but granted, also, that was why I always had my gear. My gear, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, my fucking pack back here, everybody. But I'd always roll heavily geared, whether I'd always have my sword, my spear, all that good stuff, and I could fucking light an area up in an instant. Anyway, she was sitting there, and like I heard her scream. You know, she was a good distance off me, about 20, 30 feet, whatever. I fucking shot over. You know, I mean, I just let the pole go and took off running, cause and she said she seen up here like just this white face, whatever, sticking out of the bush at her. She said she couldn't tell what it was, but it was just, and where the bush was, it was thick brush. Like, I couldn't get into it without, like, literally having to just pull out the machete and start hacking my way through. And that I wasn't doing because I don't know what the fuck is waiting for me, you know? I like to have more of I don't like to make myself vulnerable whenever I go.
Did she say it was humanoid or?
Oh, she could see was like a white head with, like, white eyes, she said. So, maybe it was a fucking rake, you know?
Which I believe in.
Right. Well, also I've been out there going out on the trails and stuff
they
at
move
night.
faster
I'd
than
go
most
out in the
people can
trails,
see.
like at 2:00 midnight. You know, in the middle of the night, I'd go out there by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there would be a lot of things that, you know, hell, I don't want to say I got chased out one night. I didn't get chased, but something was constantly staying right by my fucking side no matter where I went, and I couldn't fucking get a visual on it. Like, I could hear it, and there was one point, it was low to the ground, too, because, I mean, granted, there was tall grass in this one section where I was, like, sprinting down this fucking little pathway, and I fucking looked over and lit up the area to my side, and I could just see the grass splitting apart as it was, like, running along with me. And I was like, fuck, man. That was like one of the times where I turned and just held off, you know, waited, you know, and it fucking kept going and kind of, but it stayed with me all the way until I got out. However, it never, like, came at me.
Dude, I would be freaked out, though, just if I was that chick, seeing some crazy white face pop out of the bushes in the blackness.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's it. The location, it's lit up because it's the marina, but yet that section, yeah, it was off by the docks. It's in the dark area. So, yeah, it was pretty, I mean, she definitely let out a sky. I was like, didn't know what was happening. You know, even though she was right there, I was just like, nah.
You should have asked her if it only moved away when she screamed or whatever.
God, I haven't talked to her in years, honestly.
No, I don't know, but I just wonder, like, how that went down. Like, did it
zip out as soon as it hurt her, or did it run whenever I came up? I didn't get a visual on it. I seen the bushes moving. There was something there, but I didn't get to see the thing. So
and I would have asked her, like, how tall, like, in the
from the point where she said she seen it out of the bush, like off of the ground, would have been like a couple feet off the ground. But she said it was a large head, so it seems to me it almost the way it would have been from how the slight description that she gave me, I would have envisioned something more like hunched down, you know, like looking through. And
right. And not a person, most likely.
No, that wasn't a person.
People don't hang out there. There's no.
Oh no, people hang out there. People try to. Even as a matter of fact, up at the little clubhouse beyond that point, which you have to go a completely different way to get up there. But like that's actually like the policeman, fireman's clubhouse. So like people don't fuck around up there because they got cameras and shit up on that, of course. But like you can't really. There's no escaping out. It's pretty much bottlenecked in that area too. Unless you go right through the bush.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's
just thinking about that kind of like gives me chills.
Well, I'll tell you what. You ever come out and visit? we'll fucking try to make it during, well, it doesn't have to be really during the warm months, but we'll hit the fucking trails at night and see if we can go fucking find a monster.
Damn.
And that's just out by the lake, man. And that goes around for a long ways. But yeah, like the thing that I seen when I was driving on the road, that was completely fucking. That was far in different county even, but it was still kind of in the general area out here. See, me, I say small area. I'm thinking like nowadays when I lived in the city, I thought, and this area was the city. I don't know. My mileage has really expanded. Like 10 miles to get to the next town or something. That's nothing to me. I'm like, whatever. 15-minute drive to get to the next town. Not a big deal. So distance to me isn't quite the same as it was being in the city, but yeah, to me it's not that far off. You might be like, fuck, dude, this is like half hour, 45 minutes to get to this other spot. Well, it's just right over here. Fuck. But lots of country roads and open land. I can totally see things like this dipping in and out 100%. I would love to actually, you know what? Well, maybe we'll make a day trip down to Enfield too, if you ever make it out. That'd be fun. Now that would be an adventure. Fucking go monster hunting. Well, that'll be another episode of Moonlight in the Graveyard. Freaking
a little sightseeing.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, like, I can't tell you how many times I have gotten out of the car, like, middle of the night country cruising and stuff, even if we're drinking, which drinking and driving is bad, don't do it. It's been a long time. I was a dumb kid. Actually, I was never driving, but that still doesn't excuse it. Anyways. It's all right. We all have family. And we're all at home pretty much nowadays because of the whole fucking COVID thing. We'll have to do a round on that, too. If you want, you could also... I was going to say you could blur, but nah. But that's up to you. But anyways, Murphysboro. The mud monster. Damn. I think Murphysboro is closer. Oh shit. Say it, Murphysboro. Let me get a good look here. We'll have to plan out this whole adventure. Holy shit, yeah, Murphysboro is just as fucking far as way, man. Yeah, holy shit. Okay, I've seen Enfield here. Let's see if I can keep my eye on Enfield. Nope, Enfield just disappeared on me. Fuck, dude. Okay, so like right here, I'm like up here, man. That's like a 3-hour drive, I bet you, to the Murphysboro, and I bet you it's probably about almost a 4-hour. Well, no. Say 2 hours here. 2.5 here. So, depending on traffic. But
nice. It'll be a whole different type of breed of people over there.
Oh yeah. Hey boy, what you doing out here?
Run into the good old boys.
No, it's not really like that. Fucking. No, I am more intrigued with the whole Enfield thing, definitely. But at the same time, though, to go down there and actually want to find something that nobody has seen since then.
Right. And other people saw the Murphysboro mud monster that same night on Halloween. A couple of teenagers said that they saw him and thought he was 8 feet tall, smelled like fucking river muck, was the same coloration.
Yeah, this one, he's
long shaggy hair.
This is apparently has him categorized, at least in the cryptid wiki, has him categorized as a hairy humanoid Bigfoot type. The first sighting was in 1973. Last sighting was 1976. So the Mud Man was actually seen was less reported.
He must have had a reappearance. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find the 1976 one. I'm really skimming through because I do not want to have to sit here. I'm not reading this whole fucking thing. On July 7th, 1975, 2 Murphysboro's men reported a sighting of a strange creature that they believed may have been the Big Muddy Monster near a pond in the Harrison community north of Murphysboro. Needless to say, these isolated events is no way compared to the tremendous flap of encounters that had plagued the county in the summer of 73. Wow. Really? We just lost him. We just lost Dank. We're reconnecting. The stream's still going fine, so I'm going to have to say it's there is a poor connection. I guess are you with me, Dank? Fuck. I guess I can try to redo this. I guess I can open the call. I don't know. Can you hear me? I hear nothing back from Dank. And unfortunately, I can't just pause the live stream, so you guys have to watch this. Wait, are we back? No, we're not. Okay. So I'm going to cancel that. And we're going to call Mr. Dank back. There we go. Excellent. No. Yes. Are you going good again there, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to sharing my screen for you and all that good stuff. Okay, I don't know what happened there.
I think there was a lag because
well, what? How long? We've been 2.5 hours. We've been on that fucking call. So, I mean, the stream has only been going. We've actually been going for an hour in the stream. Nice. Not bad. But let's get back into this here. So. Let's see, where were we? The numerous encounters, the tremendous flap of encounters, as it says, the tremendous flap of encounters that had plagued the community in the summer of 73. Perhaps Police Chief Berger, really, Police Chief Berger, put
Toby.
it most. I would like to see I would like to see a picture of this guy.
Toby Berger.
I thought you said Tubby.
No, Toby.
I was like, damn, man. I wasn't trying to point it out, but now I know you said Toby. Yeah, Police Chief Tubby Berger. Fucking Deputy Donut. No.
Right.
Anyways, when he said a lot of things in life are unexplained, and this is another one. We don't know what the creature is, but we do believe what these people saw was real. Damn.
Yeah, see, they believed it, that what they saw was real because how it was reported and the evidence that was collected and witnessed also, because some of it was like footprints that wouldn't stay because it was like muddy footprints from the mud monster.
You know, honestly, too, like, as far as like, I automatically, I hate to say automatically, but I kind of automatically dismiss like the idea of like, if anybody's thinking, well, they might have just been scamming, the town, maybe they were, trying to get attention or something. Trust me, there's no fucking town out here in the fields of Illinois that is getting any type of fucking traveler, like any type of tourist activity. I promise. Nor is anybody seeking that. Okay.
Right. Like, who is going to get something out of this in 1973?
Come on out and see our cornfields. Look at my shotgun.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense for anybody to really try and hoax it.
Right.
Unless it just for them to, their personal, like, laughter, maybe. But
I guess some people do. Well, people have hoax stuff though. We can't say it's not impossible because, I mean, there was I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he was someone who kept bringing stuff forward about like Bigfoot stuff, and like I got Bigfoot hair, I got big footprints and all this stuff, and they just every time it was like getting debunked. Like I'm pretty sure like whenever he had the hair, they tested it and they're like, it's canine hair. But granted, at the same time, now who knows? Maybe Bigfoot has an identical fucking DNA pattern for its hair to a dog. So, but no, it's canine.
Right,
I'm sure it wasn't legit. But the guy just kept doing it, over and over for attention. Now that's kind of like okay. Then there's other people I've seen. I think someone said they killed one and they had the head of the Bigfoot or something in a freezer.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that was all garbage too. Fucking.
But I see with the number of witnesses and the variety of them.
Yeah, this is rather different. Like, and at the same time, like the other town, like Enfield. Like, I can see a lot of towns, honestly, being more like that. Like, we don't want a bunch of fucking crazy motherfuckers just popping in here and, like,
Randos.
fucking... Yeah, like, that's not really cool, just, like, random people just fucking rolling into your fucking neighborhood, basically, because that's not how we work out here.
With a bunch of guns.
Yeah, that's not how it works out here. Like, I mean, you can have guns. We don't care about that, whatever. But, like, when you start, like, rolling through people's private land...
Right.
And you're, like, with guns and stuff, you get fucking shot at. Fucking fast. So you will have guns drawn on you and people will start inquiring what the fuck you're doing on their land, because most likely they'll presume that you're hunting on their land. But then when they find you're out of town, they're gonna be probably even extra pissed because they're like, the fuck, you goofy motherfucker.
Right.
So let's go do that when you come in. There wouldn't be.
So that's basically it, right? He's never seen out of after the 70s.
Yeah, it seems like they both were 70s only. 70 party monsters. Not bad. The apathy named Orange Eyes.
See, and their eyes were similar too. That's something that got me.
While
is that
pink
they had reported
eyes are
large.
common trait in animals lacking pigmentation. Ray, unlike Kreth, would insist that the beast's eyes were actually glowing and were not reflecting light from some other source. This description of glowing eyes is very similar to that of another ape-like monster, the apathy named Orange Eyes.
Orange eyes, huh?
Which is said to skulk around lakes and cemeteries near Cleveland, Ohio. Really?
Interesting.
Okay, so let's just kind of keep this going here. Let's go ahead and check out Orange Eyes, because that's different. Orange Eyes.
Never heard of Orange Eyes.
Yeah, right. Cleveland.
Sounds like
Cryptid Wiki fandom. Okay. Orange Eyes.
Oh man.
That's why does that look like a brute from Halo? I mean, am I wrong? It looks like a fucking brute from Halo, kind of.
Yep.
Orange Eyes is a Sasquatch that has been sighted a long time ago. Orange Eyes lived under a Cleveland cemetery. Under? How do you live on? Huh?
He's from the graveyard.
Right? Hey, it's our boy over there, huh? We haven't got to hang out yet.
OG.
Yeah, an original grave.
He's Orange Eyes. Grave Orange Eyes.
He lives near Mill Lake, also home to the Charles Mill Lake Monster. It's apparently another one. Shit, man, we just keep going from one to the next, can't we? The first sighting dates back to March 28th, 1959, attacking two teenagers at Lover's Lane. They claimed large hairy Bigfoot beast was with glowing eyes, which rose from the misty morass. What the fuck is morass?
Do you think this is like of the times type of thing where people are just reporting being attacked in their cars like it's a thing?
You know, it wasn't really so much. There was a lot of things back then that would happen, you know, that got reported a lot more. Nowadays, people almost just like shrug it off and they don't, you know, really report it. But now I do kind of find like an interesting level of like, you don't see the type of detail or like how these creatures just pop up, you know, and like how it's like always different times, different place. But
Right, but would you just be sitting there in your car and then randomly look to the side and then there's something standing there and looking at you like crazy? Like, how would you describe that?
how
Just
would I
like that,
describe
right?
that?
Like he's just there. You didn't see him like walk up.
Um, yeah, I guess it depends on like what your environment is, because I
Right,
have
but
actually looked over. I have been sitting in a car out here before and looked
it
over and
does
just
bug
fucking
me
seen
a
something.
lot
I'm
of the
like,
time
fuck.
because I do understand what you're saying because they don't talk about how like the monster gets away a lot of the time or like what they did as the monster like left. Like what you just stared and stood there and the monster just turned around.
Right. I want full details of what the hell happened. I mean,
Right. Well, one of the ones that we were talking about before, I liked the detail of it because it was two teenagers on Halloween night, and they described standing face to face with the mud monster for like 30 seconds, and they said it lasted like an eternity to them, but they actually like had an amount of time, which was interesting.
I was out. I was out. It was some years ago. I was single. I had met a lady, and we had decided to go out country cruising, and we decided to park. Funny enough, we parked at a cemetery, and I knew where this cemetery was very, if you will, isolated and hidden away. There's a lot of hidden nooks and crannies out here. I mean, a lot. Like, there's a few that'll even have those fucking cute little signs that will even let you know because it's so not known. It will say hidden entrance. And you won't see that motherfucker, man. There's like, it's bullshit. It's like you just turn off the road and just drive into the grass. But you will go somewhere. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, so this is one of those places, and I knew about this kind of like this forgotten cemetery that most people didn't know about. Now, if you don't know where to turn, you'd end up going to someone's fucking driving up someone's driveway. But there's a point where you just turn off, and you end up in this cemetery. Now, you could still see lights. There happens to be a light actually on this fucking road, which is a rarity out in the country. But it's due to what it's by. But anyways, there's a tree line, open area, and then there is the cemetery, okay? And I parked, obviously, in the open area between the trees. And, well, it was like March, so there wasn't any leaves or anything on the trees. You know, there was no brush. So you could see the light off to the back behind it, and you could see the framework of all the trees, all the shadows. And so we're sitting there hanging out. Now, me being me, I'm a type of person, if y'all don't know, I have something on me everywhere I go at all times. It just doesn't fucking, it's how it is, okay? It's life. I'm Grave Knives. So anyway, this was one of them. This was one of my blades that I had. It was sitting right here, and I had my tomahawk because it was before I knew that my tomahawk was illegal to carry. Anyways.
Bummer.
Yeah, it is, because I love my tomahawk. But anyways, so I'm sitting there, and I'm in the driver's seat, and I've basically turned around already facing out, you know? And so I'm like, I'm on the side with the graveyard, and she's on the side with the tree line. And as I'm sitting there facing her, talking, I start noticing something walking in between the trees. And I mean bilaterally, you know, on two legs. But I'm going to say it had a height of anywhere between 3.5 to 4 feet tall. Okay, and this thing was like, it had some height to it. Yeah, it wasn't just like, so it wasn't a raccoon either. I had my buddy fucking be like, it sounds like a raccoon. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? If a raccoon is standing up to you 4 feet tall, run. You know, it's like, you're gonna die.
It's crazy.
That's a monster right there. Anyways, like as it walked around, in the outline of it, I swear it always reminded me of almost like the half goat, half man from like Greek mythology almost style, because like how the legs were kind of bent when it was walking, and it seemed fuzzy on the bottom, whereas it was more slick on the top. And like I was watching this thing go behind the trees, and it would like peek out. It was watching us, is what it was doing. And like so, this whole fucking time, I'm just like sitting there watching the thing, watching that fucking tree line. And for over a half hour, this thing was just like walking by, peeking out. Eventually, it just disappeared behind the trees, and it didn't come back. And I drove away because I didn't know if it was like circling around me or something, or like trying to, advancing on me. And honestly, me being there, if I was there alone, I'd had no problem fucking, rolling with it. But I had somebody else.
Was it near a water source?
There's all sorts of creeks, and like it's actually it was right next to a coal mine. That's why that light was
gnomes are known for being near water. Like river gnomes. Right. They're fucking territorial too. So it wouldn't be surprised.
I've never really thought of a gnome possibility. But yeah, I really have had zero type of idea of what it could even be to begin with. I mean, that's one where I'm just like, I know what it's not, but I don't know what it is. So,
it reminds me of the story of the evil gnomes to me.
The evil gnomes?
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, the whole time I had that fucking my blades on me, and I was kind of like, let me see you coming towards this car, and I will get out and fucking hack you apart. But fuck yeah, hell yeah, I'll be fucking sliced diced gnome, and then fucking be on the front page news.
I've heard before, like
Monster Hunter catches.
In this other case, that this gnome had like. He was territorial. He had like this abandoned shed it was near a river. And those are like all the things that are needed basically for a fucking gnome to be able to move into that territory is near the waterway and having some sort of like abandoned structure or something for it to fucking live in.
Right. This is when we read on Orange Eyes, it said it's also where it was also the Charles Mill Lake monster. Look at this thing right now. I don't know if you can see the picture. I can't make it any bigger, unfortunately.
It's interesting,
but I mean that's like a terrible sketch, and that's all there is of it too. So like, much like its Highland counterparts, the flip side of the Atlantic, Ohio proves to be one of the preferred stomping grounds of the U.S. for more than a few unique species of aquatic-based cryptids. So this is an aquatic-based cryptid.
Lake monster. Yeah.
Neat. So I'm seeing 1972 down there. The lake reservoir was constructed in 1935. This odd and harrowing encounter. So 1959 it was seen when 3 teenage buddies claimed to have had run-in with one of the flat out weirdest varmints that anyone has ever chronicled. At least we don't use the word varmints around here. Jesus. Way to go, Ohio. Anyways, no, that was not bad, but I don't know about the aquatic monster. I mean, like, they seem to have a lot of shit going on over in Ohio. Hey, I wonder how many fucking weird monster sightings we're gonna start getting out of Oregon before long. I seen a fucking monster man. Sorry, it was available. Needed to take that shot. But I've seen too many weird things to discount any of these. I'm not going to say, oh, they're full of shit by any means. I'm kind of wondering where they got this fucking picture because, like...
That looks like a video game to me.
Drawing of the whore. It's a drawing. That's a pretty fucking detailed drawing, man. Let's see. Evidence they found. Strange. So.
Or some creature from like a B movie.
Look at this. I guess this is the depot, the rail station depot or whatever.
Yeah, because they kept seeing it on the rails. Remember?
Yeah, they said it's now demolished, so it's not even there anymore. Maybe that's where it lived. So they destroyed its house and it left. It moved away.
Maybe.
It moved to Canada. It's out of here. Fucking pricks. A similar looking creature was said to have been seen sometime soon after by 4 more eyewitnesses who claimed they've recorded a banshee-like cries of the creature while it stood near an abandoned house. It stood not far from the Garrett and McDaniel homes.
Yeah, that was the
noted
Rick Rainbow.
Cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman appeared in the town soon after, and over the years, along with other famous cryptid cases, has investigated the inland horror. He claimed to have heard the creature himself while investigating eyewitness accounts in Enfield, and wrote about the case in the July issue of Fate magazine in 1974. Many people in Enfield at the time have claimed that they have saw UFOs in the area over the last week of April 1973, leading many to speculate that it was perhaps an alien life form that had got lost from its mothership. Yeah, from its mothership. Many have also said it was a demon of some sort. Well, I guess it could be either way, possible. You know,
everything's demons. Remember?
Yep. Well, you know, I got pictures of UFO. Yeah, I absolutely do. That was another thing I've seen out there. As a matter of fact, I've got detailed pictures of that UFO, and we'll do that another time. But although I will say this, though, it does, you know what, if you think about it, you tend to see all these fucking crazy monsters and shit, or weird creatures and sightings, and then you have UFO sightings, too, in the same area, and actually a lot of my encounters, especially out at the lake, and then that's where I fucking encountered that UFO. It's not the first one I've seen out there, either. Like, I've seen 2 really strange things. Only one I got pictures of. The other one was too quick for me to jump up, grab my camera, and, like, it was still moving. It was, like, coming in the atmosphere. It was cool. But,
I wish I was there to see that.
Yeah, the first one that I had seen, it looked more like well, you know what, shit. I'm going to save that for the UFO episode that we do, because we're going to do another episode, of course. And,
nice.
This is our thing, y'all. This is going to be our new gig for a while. I don't know what times we're going to be putting out episodes or days.
And we'll get better.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it more of a schedule. That's the thing. It's just set it to a real schedule. And, but no, let's see, an hour, 15 minutes. I don't know. You got anything else you want to add to this?
Not much. That was basically the 2 stories of the 2 creatures that I thought had some sort of connection. And
right.
I mean, if you had to ask me, I'd probably say 75% chance that they were related, in my opinion.
Right. You know, what about this too? Because it seems to be like time periods. You think of certain time periods where we have an influx of these sightings and stuff. It only happens in like, so maybe in these time periods, maybe somebody was doing something, if you will, like say we'll feed in just say government experiments, you know, or whatever. It doesn't even have to be the fucking government experimenting. But just people, like there's private people who have money. They can, run projects on their own and do these things if they really wanted to. So who knows? Maybe back then there was like someone, and there was a lot looser regulations back then, which is strange that we have tighter regulations nowadays. Because they're like, let's quit doing that. It's like, doing what? Don't worry about it. What? But no, like, say you're messing with possibly time, or, a machine that opens up portals, and maybe, or maybe it's opening something up, a window, a portal of some sort. It's not even there where you're at, where you're running the machine. Maybe it's like fucking opening it up down the road. You have no idea what you fucking did.
Right.
It's like, So you're sitting there playing, making a cool fucking arc between two metal rods or something, and meanwhile you're fucking bringing the god chaos into the fucking world. Okay. Like, look at this Jacob's
Pandora's
ladder.
box. All right. Actually, it looks like something from like Stranger Things almost. This creature.
How do you think Cloverfield happened? No. Actually. No, so but no, there's a lot of possibilities. I don't discount them, but yeah, the time periods where they're kind of grouped together, there's a possibility. Maybe there was experiments going on that was actually, or even like if there was, maybe alien extraterrestrial life were coming in and dropping off a creature into the ground and letting it run around for a little bit as they stayed up in the sky and observed it to watch what it would do and how it would interact. And end up, maybe letting it on, connecting with somebody or something, and then after it runs off, they fucking snatch it back up and fucking dip.
Right.
And then these creatures all of a sudden have these mysterious disappearing abilities.
Like it could possibly be genetically mutated humans that they're bringing back down. Who knows? But I do like that theory.
That's absolutely, there you go. And even an extension. Yeah, I get what you're saying there about like people that have gone missing, that maybe if they've been abducted by an extraterrestrial and like they've either mutated themselves or they've taken human DNA and brought it back, and like their fucking weird experiments. Because like don't think for a second that we don't do fucking weird experiments in some island off the fucking shore in international fucking waters. Right. It's happening somewhere. And then they're just
reintroducing it to its environment to see if it can survive.
Hell, I mean, in that matter, then you're talking, they could be possibly, plotting, invasion tactics and stuff, and testing out the building something more biologically acceptable, compatible into this atmosphere. So, but anyway,
how this was just like a Bigfoot creature, and now he just got turned into a fucking.
We're being invaded by fucking aliens.
Yeah.
Interdimensional fucking aliens. It's happening, everybody. Right. It's on. It's on like fucking Donkey Kong.
He's like the pet of the fucking Greys or something.
Right. I can see that. Like, that's something that they sick on their fucking enemies. It's like an attack dog.
I would like to see this same creature from the front, because profile's cool.
It does. This is a really good picture of it. I mean, as far as the ones that I've seen. Let's see here. Let me go back, see if I can find any more real quick pictures.
It'd be a good picture to have as like a front cover of the episode.
Let's see this. Here you go. Here's a cool one.
Yeah, there we go. Kind of like a cute xenomorph.
Wow. It's kind of trippy. I'm going to save that picture too, just for sheets and giggles. So
that single back leg is the most interesting part to me about that creature.
It keeps its balance. A lot of animals, they have their tail. Like, think of a kangaroo. A kangaroo uses its tail to keep its balance, and it can actually stand on its fucking
right,
tail.
That's why people said that this was a kangaroo, because of the two small forward arms.
I was going to say, actually, just the consideration of the two small arms, like, it has low reach, but, I mean, in this depiction of it, it's going to be, that's part of its attack style. So... It is. I guarantee this motherfucker probably kicks and claws the fuck out of you like which is weird. That I don't know. The mouth is rather big. I don't know. But the guy says he shot it with a shotgun and he heard it cry out, but it didn't die. I mean, what the fuck did he throw at it? Birdshot from fucking
no, he had a pistol
50
too,
yards. Oh, he shot him with a pistol.
Yeah, I think it was a pistol.
I'm just saying.
Either way. But most paranormal things are
one thing I don't like about that,
immune to.
Was there no blood?
Yeah, that would have been interesting to find out too.
Because I mean, if it was running off, that would have probably. I don't know if I would have.
It did not.
I would have probably. I would have tried. I mean, personally, me speaking, if I would have seen where I shot it, I would have at least moved up to that path point and marked that spot with something real quick before I continued on, so I could go back and see that spot to examine that blood.
There's old newspaper articles, but I wonder if there's original reports still somewhere to see if you could read the entire thing and possibly see if it's more detailed. But who knows?
And they're showing pictures of critters.
Yeah, because it probably looks a lot like him.
Right. Oh, here's a... Oh,
He's
they made
cute
him
and
look
friendly.
all cute and like snuggly. Oh, you just want to give him a hug. No, fuck that. All drool and shit. Man, I'm telling you, that's an attack animal from fucking outer space. It's an attack dog right there.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wrap up soon just because of my battery power.
The fuck is this? Is it a fucking rat? Damn, that picture was actually bigger before.
It's crazy. It looks like a cheetah head almost.
Mythical Beast Wars, the infield horror. What the hell? Now, see, this thing, if that's saying that that's the... If that's saying the fucking thing is...
But these aren't like original sketches or anything, so...
No, this thing's like straight up showing it with a tail. No, wait.
That's the rail.
Yeah, that's the rail. Okay, it looked like a tail whipping back, but no, yeah, that's a stretched...
Well,
Oh, no, I guess. I mean, I could still see it. I see the 3 legs and the
it looks
short
more
arms.
like
A realistic? Gives a more realistic feel to it? Or looks like a rat.
Right. It
Looks like
feel
some kind of
right.
like a big field mouse or something.
Right. Because the body shape structure and the like fluffiness.
What the fuck
Whoa.
is this?
That should be the picture thumbnail. So that's not a 70s monster. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, its ass is definitely like sticking. Fuck. The infield horror entry number 1.
Legit. But yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap up just because my phone's getting low.
Copy that, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you checked out the video, I'm Grave Knives. This is Grave Dank.
It was a pleasure.
Get baked, stay baked all day, every day, from the grave to the grave. We are True Grave. Peace, everybody. I don't know how to end this.